Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Frank and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Frank's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the corrections and the motivation that we give him when we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction we give is a tug and release on his training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Frank will come home with his very own training equipment, and you'll be taught how to use that properly today during your lesson. Now, he is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Frank, heel. At this point, Frank has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when walking. So you notice Rich doing sharp turns, right turns, left turns, about turns, all help Frank learn to stay with you, and when you stop your feet, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. The next command is the sit, stay. Stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, you do not use his name. You're going to lengthen out the amount of time and the distance that you can go with this command, and when Rich returns back to him, he walks right back to his shoulders, gives him the command to heel, and they take off walking again. So when you start practicing walking with Frank, I want you to practice in a quiet area so that you have his attention focused on you before you take off in public. Because if you can't control him in your house and in your own yard or on your own block, you're not going to get control of him when you're out in public. There's another sit, stay. And he's holding that stay very nicely. And this time, instead of returning back to him, Rich will call him. And this is your come on command. And he has been taught to come and sit. And they take off again, heeling. So this is a routine that you want to use your video and practice with. And if you run through your video twice, it probably will be about 10 minutes. And we don't let him do that scratching at the collar because that's a distraction technique.
Stay.
Rich leaves him in another sit, stay. And this time he will call him again. And have him sit. He's really a nice boy. He's got a good heart. He's just so strong. And speaking of good hearts, he's also a diva, so he won't lay down outside on the ground. So we brought out his mat. Rich has him sit first. He uses a little treat to get him to lay down.
Of course he was doing it right before.
Yeah, he was doing it right before we started the video. Rich heels him out of that, which is what you're going to do at home if he gives you a hard time. The down command is his kryptonite. There he goes. That's your down on command. And he likes to do it on a bed or a mat, so when you're practicing at home, practice on his bed or a bath mat, something that he views as his place to lay down and stay. He's not stupid, he's just a stubborn bully. That was a good down. Yeah, he's going to get belly rubs. Yeah. So we have demonstrated for you all of Frank's formal on-leash obedience commands. Most specifically, your heeling was a problem, but we wanted to give you other commands as well. He's done a good job. As with most bulldogs, he is stubborn, wants to get his own way, but he has come a long way, and we want to thank you again for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.